I want to talk about the birds and the bees. And
we were headed there earlier. Yeah. Started with dogs. It's almost the same story.
My best friend asked me to come to the workshop and ask, she has these wonderful sexual experiences with her boyfriend, and she just wants to have more and more and more. And I'm like the woman in this week's tape. Yawn, yawn, yawn. I feel like I've been there, done that. I'm bored with it. But then I feel like I should.
Well, does that mean that there's something wrong with you? Should everyone hype them up to the same level, about the same desire at all times, or do you get to choose different things at different times?
We do get to choose, but I have a feeling if I asked you to sell me on sex and its life-giving characteristics and all, that you would be able to do that. And that
but we could do that about nearly any subject, because focus on a subject is what makes you genius, and so your friend has become a sexual genius.
Yes.
It is only from attention to the subject, you see. Is genius on one subject more ennobling or more life-giving than genius on another subject?
No. But as far as allowing the life force through your body, allowing innate sexual feelings to be, has got to be
the reason that the subject of sexuality can be a very good subject for understanding the flow is because unless you are achieving all of the elements that are necessary in the subject of deliberate creation, you usually do not have a fully satisfying experience. In other words, think about it. It is about focus. It's almost about single-mindedness. It even has the idea of the mastermind involved, in that there's more than one focused upon the same subject at the same time, which always opens a bigger vortex. And so most people would acknowledge that it's a mental thing as much as it is a physical thing. It's about lining up thoughts as much as it is any of the physical intertwining. And there must be an element of allowing if there is to be the complete satisfaction that you're reaching for. And so whether you're applying the science of deliberate creation to your sexual interlude or to the creating of an empire, all of the elements are the same. There is the asking and there is the allowing. The thing that we think that makes people more successful in their sexual intertwining, there are two things, one not bigger than the other. One is that the intent was set forth even before your physical emergence. In other words, because it is the perpetuation of your species, there is a strong underlying intent for it. And when you get into harmony with anything that you were born in harmony with, then you can have a very strong ride on the current. That's a powerful thing. The other thing is that whenever anyone is focused upon anything for any period of time, we talk about 17 seconds is enough for the culmination or the launching of the attracting of a stronger thought and a stronger thought. In other words, that sort of big bang that we are talking about. No pun intended in on any of that. Almost without exception, you are holding yourself on the subject of sexuality for far longer than 17 seconds. It is one of the few things that you do with concentrated effort where you hold yourself in focused thought for a longer period of time. And so it is a subject where if you will allow yourself to think back on the elements that you achieved, it can teach you the successful recipe for the creating of anything.
I guess I don't feel like I've achieved success in that area. Like I have a lot of, maybe guilt or shame for various past experiences, and now I'm with my perfect mate who absolutely adores me, and I really feel love for the first time, I think.
Well, that's the reason that we asked the question earlier. Do you think it is necessary to hold the same topic as that which you are giving your undivided attention to for all of the days of your life? Or is this something that weaves in and out like so many other subjects?
I would like it if it just weaved in and out.
As you listen to your friend and you say, she's having experiences that I am not having, is it launching any kind of rocket? In other words, why are we discussing this? In other words, if you have
Because it's a big should. I mean, he absolutely adores me, and he is a very sexual man, and gosh, he just wants to express his love, and I'm, well, okay, go ahead, but I don't want to participate. I just feel bored. I just
And
feel
so what you're saying is you would like to get some sexual juices flowing.
for him, for
Therein lies your trouble. You've been taught that I should do things for you and that your desire is more important than my desire. Your parents taught you that. Your church teaches you that. Your government teaches you that. Your teachers teach you that. In other words, almost everyone says, never mind what you want. This is what I want you to want. This is more important. And someone said it very clearly here today that the desire must come forth from within. And it's absolutely true. The desire must come forth from within. So the first thing that we would do if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would decide to make it all right that the desire is not coming forth from within.
yes, that's how that feels good.
We would say things to ourselves such as, there are many things that I'm interested in, there are things that I'm excited about, that is something that once was there, it is something that may very well be again. What I'm really reaching for is connection with source energy. We want to say to you, the height of the sexual experience is more about allowing source energy to flow than anything. That's what that peak experience really is about. It's a moment in time where you are asking and allowing in a very powerful thing. It is that coming together. That's really what that is all about.
So if I was to be allowing it in other areas of my life, from the most simplest up, I'd probably be more likely to be able to allow my sexual energy to flow again.
We think that rather than calling it sexual energy, call it energy. And
Yes, it's
think
the
in
same.
terms of allowing energy to flow relative to a lot of different things. Let us give you something that we know you will have a experience of movement on right away. When you return home today, sit by yourself if you can for a little while, or even tomorrow, but do it soon on the heels of all of this. And get a notebook, buy a new one, not a big one, and sit with it with the intent of utilizing it to assist you in reawakening. Not reawakening your sexual energy, but reawakening aspects of yourself that may not be as active as they once were. And it is our promise to you that you will not only reawaken aspects that aren't now, but you will awaken aspects of yourself that have never been awakened in this physical experience at all.
Yes.
So now sit, and since this is the subject of sexuality, focus upon this love of your life, this one that is loving you so much, and just sit with this tender, willing, wanting desire to express positive aspects of this one. And begin by just focusing upon those things that are so easy, but get very specific about the things that you love about this one. And it is our promise to you that the combination of this desire that you've set forth already here today and the ensuing alignment that will take place as you are writing literally pages of positive aspects, you will begin to feel this intimate sexual stirring, because you just cannot adore someone with this powerful connection in light of the fact that you've already awakened this other desire, and then through the process of positive aspects align with who you really are without that beginning to stir within you. Sometimes people will come together, and different people use different means of stimulation in order to stir themselves sexually. And sometimes a method that one uses is not a method that another wants, and each of you must find your own. And that's why, as you go into the privacy of your own mind and you reach for those thoughts that connect you with source energy, and then you are in a position where the sexual interload is upon your doorstep, or it is something that is possible within a period of time, what you begin to notice is the unfolding of it is very, very natural. And we think that is the thing that you've been reaching for all along.
That's perfect,
you were wanting
yes.
who you really are to come forth, not who someone else wanted you to be.
There you go, because yes, you're 100% right. Wow, you're very good at reading my vibration. Okay, thank you. Okay, guess I'm complete.
Not yet, but you will be.